Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Dear Masteries. Today we have a letter that reads, Dear Masteries, what is the difference between Paleo and the Mediterranean diets? Which one is better for weight loss? Well, this is a really great question. And first we have to understand that Paleo's based on what our ancestors would have eaten, and Mediterranean is really more of a plant-based style of diet. So while they might seem a little similar, they are different in the respect that Paleo is going to be more, if you know about the weight loss octagon, more the strong body system type. And Mediterranean is going to be kind of in around where the macros and the vegetarian style kind of combine. And that's really the type of diets and that they really are. So when we're looking at what would be the major differences, for Paleo, you're really looking at nutrient-dense foods. You're really going to try to eliminate the anti-nutrients, and that they refer to those as the grains that you might be eating. Beans and legumes, again, not to eat them. It is more of a higher protein and low carb style of dieting, and no dairy. The diet excludes dairy from being ingested. Now, on the Mediterranean side, it's more about the fruits and vegetables. You might have some meats, mostly like fish and things like that, but you would limit the amount of meats that you would have. It would be good for overall health. So would the Paleo, but they really tout it as being one of the healthier diets. As far as your fish and your seafood intake, again, it's going to be a close thing around the ocean, and you can get a lot of the fresh seafood and things like that. Great, but you're limiting your meat, okay? So seafood is going to be quite a bit. But as far as like beef and pork and chicken and things like that, they're going to be limited. Red wine would be something that you would include in the Mediterranean diet, and that's part of the reason why people really enjoy it. They typically can eat more of those foods that would be otherwise restricted on the Paleo side. Which is better? Well, it's going to depend which one you feel you're going to be able to follow, and what is going to be easier for you to adapt to following for a long period of time. Remember, anytime that you change something within your life and your lifestyle, try not to make it a short-term change. Let's look at it long-term and figure out what is the best strategy for me to achieve that goal that I want. And how do I do that in the best way so that I'm able to be happy while I'm achieving it? So that's a key point and factor that I think you should consider as well. For me, I prefer the Paleo style versus the Mediterranean. However, ideally, I would like to, if I had to, I would change and rotate through them. Because when you rotate through your diets, you tend to get nutrients you otherwise wouldn't get throughout one style of dieting. So it's always good to change things up. Of course, it depends on many factors, many different ways that you can do that. And that's something I teach in the weight loss octagon system. So it's not only something that you could do it on your own. You don't have to follow this. But if you did, this is really good because it has all of the styles of dieting included in it. And you can actually inject whichever diet you want as part of your rotation. So, if you have any questions, feel free to follow up. Go on to masteries.com. Feel free to ask me any questions. Dearmasteries.com. That is going to be geared toward this specific blog. So if you have a specific question for Dear Masteries, please go there. And thanks very much for joining. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.